ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ये आवाज़ बंद नहीं हो सकता? सुना? So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, General History, Chapter 2, Maharaj Nimmi meets the 9 Yogendras, verse number 55. (11.2.55) विसृजति हृदयं न यस्य साक्षात् दरीरवशाभिहितो अपि अगौगनश। प्रणयरसनाय धृतांघ्रिपद्म स भवति भागवत प्रधान उक्त। विसृजति हृदयं न यस्य साक्षात् दरीरवशाभिहितोऽपि अगौघनाश। प्रणयरसनाय धृतांघ्रिपद्म स भवति भागवत प्रधान उक्त। विसृजति हृदयं न यस्य साक्षात् दरीरवशाभिहितोऽपि अगौघनाश। प्रणयरसनाय धृतांघ्रिपद्म स भवति भागवत प्रधान उक्त। विसृजति हृदयं न यस्य साक्षात् Pranaya Rasanaya Dhritangri Padma Sa Bhavati Bhagavata Pradhana Ukta Visrajatri Dayam Nayasya Saksha Tariravasha Bhito Api Agoganasha Pranaya Rasanaya Dhritangri Padma Sa Bhavati Bhagavata Pradhana Ukta. Matajis Srajati Hridayam Nayasya Saksha Tariravasha Bhito Api Agoganasha Pranaya Rasanaya Dhritangri Padma Sa Bhavati Bhagavata Pradhana Ukta. Srajati Nayasyam Saksha Api Agoganasha Dhritangri Padma Sa Bhavati Bhagavata Pradhana Ukta. Word to word meaning. Visrajati, he leaves. Hridayam, the heart. Na, never. Yasya, of whom. Sakshat, himself. Hari, Lord Hari. Avasha, accidentally. Abhihita, called. Api, even though. Agha, of sins. Ogha, heaps. Nasha, who destroys. Pranaya, of love. Rasanaya, by ropes. Dhrita, held. Angri Padma, his lotus feet. Sa, he. Bhavati, is. Bhagavat Pradhana, the foremost devotee. Ukta, called. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is so kind to the conditioned souls that if they call upon Him by speaking His holy name, even unintentionally or unwillingly, the Lord is inclined to destroy innumerable sinful reactions in their hearts. Therefore, when a devotee who has taken shelter of the Lord's lotus feet chants the holy name of Krishna with genuine love, the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never give up the heart of such a devotee. One who has thus captured the Supreme Lord within his heart is to be known as Bhagavat Pradhan, the most exalted devotee of the Lord. Purport. According to Srila Sridhar Swami, the essence of a pure devotee's qualifications is given in this verse. A pure devotee is one who has attracted the Lord by his love, so that the Lord cannot give up the devotee's heart. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, the word Sakshat in this verse indicates that a pure devotee has realized knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having given his heart to the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is all attractive in six opulences including beauty. A pure devotee can never be attracted by the fleshy bags of woman's breast or by hallucinations of so-called society, friendship and love within the material world. Therefore, his clean heart becomes a suitable abode for the Supreme Lord. A gentleman will live only in a clean place. He will not live in a polluted, contaminated place. Educated people in the Western countries are now greatly protesting the pollution of water and air by urban industrial enterprises. People are demanding the right to live in a clean place. Similarly, Lord Krishna is a supreme gentleman, and therefore he will not live in a polluted heart, nor will he appear within the polluted mind of a conditioned soul. When a devotee surrenders to Lord Krishna and becomes a lover of the Lord by direct realization of Krishna's all-attractive nature, the Lord makes his residence in the clean heart and mind of such a pure devotee. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, ya etadrisha pranayavams tena nena tu sarvada parma vaishi naiva kirtayamana sutaram eva gau nasha syat. If a devotee is absorbed in the loving transcendental service of Krishna, directly or indirectly, he is always glorifying the Lord by transcendental loving service. Therefore, even if he chants the holy name of Krishna with improper attention, due to being absorbed in the Lord's service, the mercy of the Lord purifies his heart of all sinful reactions. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 2:111, etan nirvidyamananam ichchatam akuto bhayam yoginam nripa nirnitam Hare namanukirtanam. O King, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord after the ways of the great authorities is a doubtless and fearless way of success for all, including those who are free from all material desires, those who are desirous of all material enjoyment, and also those who are self-satisfied by dint of transcendental knowledge. Therefore, if one has not come to the platform of loving devotional service, chants the holy name of Krishna, he will also be gradually freed from all sinful reactions. In the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the purports to the history of Ajamil, Srila Prabhupada has elaborately explained the holy name's potency to purify even an ordinary person. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has nicely explained the process of bringing the Supreme Lord under control. Mother Yashoda bound the child Krishna to a grinding mortar with a rope. Krishna, being attracted by the inconceivable love of his devotees, allowed himself to be bound. Therefore, although Lord Krishna binds all the conditioned souls by the chains of his illusory potency Maya, if those same conditioned souls become pure devotees of the Lord, they can in turn bind Krishna by the chains of love of God. According to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, all the world's inauspicious conditions due to sinful activities can be immediately eradicated by the chanting of the Lord's holy name. The Supreme Personality of Godhead never leaves the hearts of those who give up all sinful behavior and chant His holy name. Even if such chanting is not yet perfect, devotees who always remain in the Lord's service will gradually come to the stage of Prema Nishtha or steady love of Godhead. Then they are to be considered Mahabhagavatas or pure devotees of the Lord. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 11th canto, 2nd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Maharaj Nimmi Meets the Nine Yogendras. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Bunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So once Narad Muni, he visited Dwaraka, and there he met Vasudev, the father of Dwarkadish Krishna. And Vasudev posed a question to Narad Muni about prescribed duties of a person, of a human in devotional service. Vasudev is father of Krishna. What he doesn't have to ask. He has all knowledge, realization, rasa and relationship with Krishna. And still he is asking. Because by hearing from such a great devotee Narad Muni, we all get benefit. And he will relish it. So Narad Muni was very pleased with the question of Vasudev. So as his well-wisher, he responded saying that Maharaj Nimmi asked similar question to the 9 Yogendras. These 9 Yogendras are son of Lord Rishabdev and brothers of Bharat Maharaj and are self-realized souls. Once they happened to visit the kingdom of Maharaj Nimmi when he was doing a yajna. And Maharaj Nimmi felt so fortunate that such divine personalities who don't need anything from us out of compassion are visiting us. A sadhu goes house to house, door to door, not because he needs something, but he goes out of compassion. So then he approached them, washed their feet, gave them asan, praised them, glorified them, and one by one asked 9 questions, one question to each. So the second question he asked to Havir Prabhu, that what are the symptoms of great personalities, Mahabhagavats? What do they talk about? How do they behave? And Havir started answering in the last 10 verses. We are reading the symptoms and behavior of a great soul. Even in Bhagavad-gita, Arjuna asked the same question. How to identify a sadhu, a sthita pragya? And this question is very important. If we do not know how to identify a sadhu, how will we follow the instruction that we should associate with a sadhu? If we don't associate, we will not progress in bhakti. So we associate with pure devotees. But if we do not know who is a pure devotee, how to identify a pure devotee, then we will get cheated. If somebody goes to the market to purchase gold, but he doesn't know how to identify gold, any person will cheat him, give him copper and say this is gold, and he will accept it. When a child takes admission in the school, the child doesn't know anything, but still the school management evaluates the child and family whether he is eligible to be admitted in our school. The reason he is coming to school is because he doesn't know anything, but still they check his eligibility. When a person hires somebody in the company, they evaluate the candidate whether he is qualified, skilled, valued to work in the company. Somebody you put a driver, you check the license and the past records and one test drive. Let me see how you drive. Evaluate. Even somebody marries a spouse, they check the compatibility, horoscope matching, checking of the family, visiting the house, asking the neighbors, how is this boy, how is this girl? In the same way, when you associate with a sadhu, you can't just judge by dress and by address. Somebody's dress might be saffron color and somebody's address might be a spiritual organization or a matha or Haridwar or Brindaban. But just dress and address is not sufficient to identify who is a sadhu. Not a single sloka in Bhagavad-gita Krishna says, my devotee is one who wears saffron dhoti kurta. or whose address is ABC, ISKCON or Gaudiya Math or some like that. No. He gives the qualities, the behavior, the character, the etiquette, the intelligence to identify a sadhu. Titikshava, tolerance, shama, forgiveness, karuna, compassion, austerity, clean, peaceful, truthful, humble, honest, wisdom. These are the qualities of a sadhu. Surrender to Krishna. So that we don't get cheated. If we get cheated in hiring a wrong person, we may lose some money. If we get cheated selecting a wrong spouse, we may have disturbance of our peace. But if we get cheated in association of devotees, our faith is destroyed, our human energy is wasted, and the soul is wounded. The most important commodity is this faith, is the surrender. So we should be very careful not to be blind. So multiple times in Bhagavatam such shlokas are there, such questions are asked to identify who is a genuine devotee. So here Havir glorifies the holy name of Krishna. That if somebody even chants once Hare Krishna Mahamantra, intentionally or unintentionally or accidentally or jokingly, all the sinful reactions are destroyed. The previous Manu Maharaj, his young son's name is Prashdhar. So one day Manu Maharaj was sitting with his spiritual master Vasishtha Muni, and he called Prashdhar, "My dear Rajkumar, please come here." Prashdhar came with folded hands, paying obeisances. So Manu Maharaj said, "Prashdhar, I have discussed with the Guru Maharaj, we have some service for you." He said, "Yes, please tell me." He said, "From today, every night you protect the Goshala." There were lakhs of cows in the Goshala, and at night, wild animals like tiger would come and eat the cows. It's open Goshala. So he told Prashdhar, "You stand and protect." He said, "Fine." And whole night he would stand with a naked sword in his hand, protecting Gomata. It is not easy to do night duty. Sleep is very powerful. That too standing with a heavy iron sword. Whether it's hot or cold or rain, he did that service. Gomata is Godhan, is the wealth of the person. And if you have very valuable items, you will not hire somebody to protect it. You will have your own person, own family to protect it. That's why he told his own son. Manu Maharaj could have hired soldiers, but he told his own son, "You protect cows." So he was continuing his duty very nicely, and the time came for his marriage. So Manu Maharaj called Prashdhar. He said, "We have selected a beautiful girl, the princess of neighboring kingdom, as a candidate for your marriage." Prashdhar said, "No, I will live brahmacharya life. Because if I marry, then my service to Gomata will stop." then I'll have to do some other duty. I don't want to marry. Already he was doing tapasya of awaking whole night, standing with a naked sword in his hand. Now he took brahmachari also, an additional tapasya. For a prince, staying in comfort is more difficult to be celibate. Because of comfort, you get more attracted to sense objects. Good eating is there, good bed is there. So he chose voluntarily to be celibate, to protect cows, to serve cows. One night it was monsoon season, all clouds were there, nothing was visible, even stars and moon is not visible. He was standing outside the Goshala, cows are sleeping, and suddenly he heard lots of sound of cows running here and there. Being concerned, he went inside, but he couldn't see anything. He could just hear cows going hither and thither. And suddenly there was lightning in the sky, and for one moment everything was visible. And what scene he saw? A tiger about to jump on a small calf. And the lightning stopped. Again it was dark. And he knew if he doesn't do anything, the tiger will jump and eat the cow. So immediately with his sword he cut. And everything became silent. He came out, continued his service. Morning when sunrise was happening, the darkness was gone, you can see he went inside to check. And what did he see? Yesterday night by mistake he cut the cow. In dark he cut the cow. And the tiger's ear got cut. And that ear was there with full of blood, and tiger ran away. But he did go hatya. And he knows one who kills a cow suffers in hellish planet for as many years as there are hairs on the body of the cow. So he felt very dejected that he didn't marry. He was awake whole night for all these days, months, years, with a naked sword in his hand in summer, winter, monsoon, and he killed a cow. Feeling crying, sad and morose, he threw the sword and straight he went to Vashish Muni, his Gurudev. And he cried, paid obeisances and told the whole story. And hearing that he had killed a cow, Vashish Muni got so angry, he cursed him. The next life you will be born as a Shudra. Now, if a disciple honestly confesses to the Guru's duty is to help the disciple rectify the mistake, not give additional punishment. Yamaraj anyway is going to punish, now Guru also punishes. No. Guru's job is to help the disciple rectify the mistake. Come out of that situation. Then only there is growth. Sometimes in Indian parents, the boy goes to play football outside the house. Playing, he falls. And his knee gets hurt. Blood comes out. He cries, comes home. Mummy sees the blood and slaps one more. What is happening? Why did she punish? Because he fell down. That's an accident. That's not a sinful activity of falling down. You don't punish somebody for an accident. So that's not proper. That's durbuddhi. Yamaraj is supposed to punish. The Guru is supposed to rectify. Help him to come out of that sinful activity or that mistake and continue progressive growth in spiritual life. So now the Guru also cursed him. He became very frustrated. He didn't go back to the palace. He went to the forest, traveling here and there, just eating fruits and drinking water from river. And every day, as a dumb and deaf fellow, not associating with anybody, not talking to anybody, whole day chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. One day there was forest fire and his body burnt. He died. Now what happened after that? Did he go to hellish planet for killing a cow? Or did he become a Shudra as per the curse of spiritual master? Two options. None of them. He went back home, back to Godhead because he chanted the holy name of Krishna. That's what Havir is saying here. That if one chants the holy name of Krishna, all sinful reactions go away. So many sinful reactions go away which we can't even commit. That's the power of the holy name. We have classic story of a Malech Vyakti in the forest, hunted by a boar, a jungly boar, forest pig with a horn, who while dying abused the pig saying haram. In Urdu there is two words, haram and halal. Halal is used for something good, haram is used for something bad. So he used a bad word, condemnation. Haram, he said to the pig, out of anger, while dying. He's a sinful person eating meat. And what happened? He went back home, back to Godhead, because at the time of death he said Ram. He said haram. Ram is part of haram. He didn't refer to Lord Ramchandra, he referred to a pig. He didn't chant out of love, he chanted out of anger. He didn't spoke because it's holy, he spoke because according to him it's abuse. But still he got benefit of chanting the holy name of Ram. That's the power of the holy name. Jokingly somebody chants, unintentionally somebody chants, out of fear somebody chants. One gets the benefit of chanting the holy name of Ram or Krishna. If somebody says Ra and some other alphabet and then Ma, there is an additional alphabet between Ra and Ma, still he gets benefit of chanting the holy name of Ram. If somebody says, मैंने आज राजमा खाया, I ate rajma, he says Ra, in between Ja, then Ma, he gets the benefit of chanting the holy name of Ram. If he has a pause in between, no alphabet, gap, he says, Mera makan, udhar hai, Mera, there is Ra, then pause, then makan, Rama, in between pause, still he gets benefit of chanting the holy name of Ram. So what to speak about a sincere soul chanting 16 rounds every day without offenses? That soul attracts Krishna. Such a soul's heart is occupied by Krishna. That is the greatest devotee who chants the holy name of Krishna. And Krishna becomes obliged. Krishna wants to stay in the heart of such a devotee and not leave. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who told Amoga, the son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Amoga is a Brahmana, but is extremely envious to Vaishnavas. No faith on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he criticized Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for lunch prasad and served him lots of items and lots of quantity. And Amoga, when he saw that, he criticized, saying, you are eating food equivalent to 4, 5, 10, 12 people. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya got very upset. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu laughed. And same day, Amoga, he got cholera. And he became so skinny and high fever, he was about to die. He couldn't wake up from his bed. Overnight he lost all the possible weight. So early morning when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard, he rushed to the house of Amoga. He touched his hand on his chest. He said, Amoga, in this heart you should keep Krishna. This is a place of residence of Krishna. Why you have kept envy? And he removed his envy and made him chant Hare Krishna, and he became a pure devotee of Krishna. So by holy name of Krishna, we can attract Krishna to stay in our heart. And please understand, Krishna likes only single accommodation. He doesn't want shared accommodation. If there is anybody in our heart or anything in our heart, whether attachment or detachment, whether love or hatred, whether positive or negative, it's a clear message to Krishna, no entry, occupied. So we should not keep anything in our heart. Clean it. Even if somebody has hurt us, and that thought is occupying, that person is occupying our heart, Krishna will not come. So forgive that person. And don't think, oh, she has not asked forgiveness, why should I forgive? Why should you forgive? So that your heart is empty for Krishna to come. Why wait for somebody's ask forgiveness, then I give forgiveness and become peaceful? Become peaceful today by giving forgiveness. It is like this, somebody gives you a burning charcoal in your hand. Your skin is burning. And you say, unless he says sorry, I will not throw it. Okay, he is not saying sorry, but you throw the pain. So somebody insulted us, somebody misbehaved with us, somebody disrespected with us. We should forgive. That's bound to happen because we are staying in a society where individuals are imperfect. So imperfect individual will have imperfect behavior. And that may not be pleasant to us. They may not be sensitive to what we deserve. So we should not take it seriously. That this is the devotee 2 years before Radhashtami didn't give me cake. I will not forget. Where will we carry this? Or he spoke like this to me. Or he did like this to me. I helped him so much, behind my back he spoke like this. Where will we carry this? So we should forgive. We should tolerate. We should keep our heart clean for Krishna to enter. Krishna is master of the universe. He controls the whole world and all the living entities. but he gets controlled by love. That love, Krishna Prem, we already have. But it's covered by unclean things: lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. And we have to clean it up. The goal of life is not to be a reputed person or have a money or something like that. The goal of life is to love Krishna. So why to develop some attachments or detachments, positive or negative, which will obstruct our love for Krishna? We should be happy that we are progressing in bhakti, even if it is painful. So Krishna, he gets bound by the love of his devotee. Like Mother Yashoda, she bound Krishna with a rope. How can a rope exist in a universe which can bound the waist of Krishna, which contains all the universes? Cannot exist. But he got bound by a very small rope. He got bound by the love of Mother Yashoda. Okay, we can understand. Okay, he got bound. Mother bounded. Fine, he obeyed. He cooperated. After that, Mother Yashoda went for kitchen work. Now he was alone. He could have untied it. Is it impossible for Krishna to untie the rope? No. But he couldn't untie. Being bound, he gave liberation to Nalkuver and Manigriv. Or if you are bound, how can you give liberation to somebody? But you gave. Why can't you liberate yourself? No. Afraid of Maya. This is pure love. And Srila Prabhupada started this ISKCON, came down to give us an opportunity to love Krishna. And how can we miss this opportunity by being busy with something else? So we should have one and only one focus: to grow in our spiritual life, to purify our heart, and to love Krishna. Everything else is immaterial. It's interaction of the three modes of material nature. And if we are busy with that interaction, then we'll remain here in the material world for millions of years. A devotee should be determined, especially after coming to ISKCON, that this life, last life, we go back to Krishna. Don't come back in Mumbai again, in this material world again. So when we have this process given by Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, chanting the holy name of Krishna, should be very, very serious. Seriously chant and hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he saw Srivas Pandit, who was serving him so nicely, he got bound by Srivas Pandit. He told Srivas, not only you, your family, your brothers, your children, your servants, your tailor, your plumber, your carpenter, your dog, even the insects and the cockroach and the bacteria and virus in your house are dear to me because they are in your house. That's Srivas Pandit. How much Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is bound to him because he opened up his house for Sankirtan. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at the door of Srivas Pandit, and there was a Muslim tailor. People saw the same tailor after some time in the market running madly. They stopped because he was shouting, I saw, maine dekha. They stopped him. What did you see? He said, maine dekha, I saw. But he couldn't answer what he saw. What happened is, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at the door and this tailor arrived with the clothes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, who are you? Muslim boy. He said, I am a tailor, I brought clothes for Srivas. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw he did service to Srivas, immediately he showed his two-handed flute form, Shyam Sundar form, and he became mad in ecstasy, and the only thing came out of his mouth is, Maine dekha, I saw. But what did he see, he couldn't explain. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him mercy? Because he served Srivas. That is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is bound to his devotees. Krishna is bound to his devotees. The only thing which attracts Krishna is not wealth, is not knowledge, is not reputation or post or position or number of likes on my video. No, the only thing which attracts Krishna is genuine love. And that's the only thing we have to gather. So such a devotee is great. Bhagavat Pradhan, great devotee. And we become great by serving great. We serve a great devotee, Mahatma, then we become great. We should not try to become great in our skills and talent. We should become great by serving a great devotee like Srila Prabhupada. That's perfection of our life. Okay? We'll end here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. If there are any comments or any questions, you may ask. Yes, Prabhu.
Sometimes the spiritual masters express a desire to stay on in the material world until all the souls are liberated. Many spiritual masters express this desire. So, in that case, the disciples' desire also should be to stay in the material world.
Okay, your question is, sometimes the spiritual master expresses desire to stay in the material world till all living entities are here. Is that a hypothetical question or it happened with you? So go ahead, fulfill the order of the spiritual master. Finally, it is in Krishna's hands. We cannot write a will that next life I will be born in this city. It's in Krishna's hands, but we should also pray the same thing. Okay? There are many liberated souls who stay in the material world, like Narad Muni. He doesn't go back home back to Godhead. He stays in the material world for preaching. Even the five Pandavas, they stay in the material world for preaching or participating in Krishna's pastimes. So we should also desire what pleases the Guru. Okay? Yes? Next question. Can we send the mic back? That Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the nice class, Prabhu. So my question was, please may you give some practical tips on how we can keep our heart clean when somebody is constantly insulting us or disrespecting us.
Okay, I didn't hear the last part. Keep our heart clean.
When somebody is regularly, you can say, like disrespecting us or insulting.
Okay. How to keep our heart clean when somebody disrespecting or insulting us?
Like it's not like once in a while, but like regularly.
Pattern. Smile and say thank you. We should understand the pain which we receive from people around us is because of our past karma. If Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. For example, if today 4 p.m. I am supposed to receive pain because of some past life karma, if I am on the road, some car will hit me. If I am in the washroom, due to wet floor, my leg will slip. Or if I am with some devotee, he may speak to me which will be hurting, insulting or disrespecting. Then I'll blame the car driver or one who spilled water on the floor or the devotee around me or the family member around me. But that's not correct. The pain I received is because 4 p.m. 4 p.m. whoever is around me becomes the source of that pain. So we should not blame here and there. We should understand it's my pain. Let me take responsibility of my pain and tolerate. Now, most of the time who is around us is our family. So they become source of our pain. And we think, wow, the neighbor is so nice, never give me pain. My family is so bad, always giving me pain. Oh, you stay with the neighbor and it is 4 p.m., the neighbor will give you pain. Right? So we should tolerate. At the same time, everybody has a limit of tolerance. If there's a pattern going on and it's going beyond tolerance, beyond our limit, tolerance should give growth. If tolerance is not giving growth, we don't have to tolerate an exploitative or manipulative or abusive relationship. When you cut a tree, it tolerates. But what happens? A new branch grows there. So tolerance should give growth. If it is not giving spiritual growth, then that is not tolerance, that's cowardice. So if there's a pattern where it's abusive or violence or exploitation or manipulation which is not giving growth, then we should protect ourselves. If it is a family, we can politely say, look, this pattern is going on and it is not good for our relationship. You tell me what should I change, so you stop this behavior. That should be giving an indication to a person that the person has to change. So I change, so you stop your behavior, which means you change also. So we should protect ourselves, protect our dignity, which will help us to progress in life. Okay?
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the lecture.
Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhuji, I just want to cite one statement of Srila Prabhupada in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, wherein of Gajendra Moksha's pastime. If a devotee has to suffer the reaction of his past deeds, past misdeeds, the Supreme Lord arranges for him to be given only a token of these reactions. Now, the doubt is that Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur is of the opinion that there are no reaction left when a devotee begins chanting. Now, in this statement, Srila Prabhupada says that if there are some past misdeeds, then Krishna just gives a token of it. So, how to understand these two contradictory statements, which seems to be contradictory?
Right, so Prabhupada is talking about Mahaprasad. If you offer a banana to Krishna and he gives it back, it is not a banana, it's Mahaprasad. So when you chant the holy name, everything is gone. Now what Krishna gives you is Mahaprasad, some pain. Very less than what you would receive without chanting. And that pain is Krishna's mercy, because that pain helps us to grow. Just like if a doctor puts a needle in your body, there is pain. And you say, thank you very much, because that will help you to come out of infection. So even though we are chanting, we are still having material contamination. So those contamination have to be removed surgically, and that pain is the token reaction of past misdeeds. That's Krishna's mercy. It is not material nature giving us pain. It is Krishna giving us growth or cure. The experience is painful, but the outcome is a growth. So we should accept it very graciously. That actually for this growth, a very hard, rough or great pain would have come. But Krishna has reduced it so much so that I grow. So we should accept it graciously. Also, the holy name cleaning all our sinful reactions is true. At the same time, once we have this material body, some reactions have been part of the material body, so they will go through the cycle. For example, I am born with a handicap or blind. Why? Because of past misdeeds. Now I chant Hare Krishna. So past misdeed is gone. So should this blindness be cured or handicap would be cured? No, it will continue the cycle because it has already come in the body. But the soul will be free from this body. Right? So some token continues for our growth, and we graciously accept it. Is that okay? Continue. Go ahead.
In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in the first chapter, Bhakti is Kleshagni, that it removes all the sinful reactions. So in that, there is a verse quote that Kramaniya Praliyate Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmana, there are aprarabdha 3 types of sins. So which are not yet in our bank account, but still it will be removed. So how to understand this now?
Right. So, as I said, the body has already received the reaction. But due to bhakti, the soul gets detached to the body. So, soul doesn't suffer. When we identify the soul with the body or mind, then we suffer. For example, somebody takes a scissor and cuts this kurta. Will you feel pain? No. Suppose somebody takes scissor and cut the kurta you are wearing. Will you feel pain? What is the difference? It's both, this is cloth, both belong to the temple. Why this cloth is cut with a scissor, you don't feel pain. That cloth cut, you feel pain because my kurta. Because there's an identification, my kurta. How can you cut my kurta? The pain is because of cutting of kurta? No, the pain is because of my. So when you do bhakti, the soul doesn't identify with the body. So even if there's reaction on the body, the soul is happy. Right? So the key here is no identification with the body and mind. In fact, below Mangal Thakur's example, he is blind and Krishna is coming every day and serving him. And one day he realizes this boy is Krishna, whom he was preaching all along to chant Hare Krishna. And one day he embraces him. He said, I know you are Krishna, but Krishna runs away. And then he says the famous statement, you can run away from my embrace because you are Giridhari, very powerful, but I challenge you, can you run away from my heart? Can you escape my heart? Krishna cannot leave the heart of a devotee. That's what we are studying in this verse. So when we don't identify with the body, there are no reactions. Okay? Next question. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the very nice lecture. What is the difference between chanting mantra and listening mantra? Like whole day in my home, like whole day I listen, but matlab, whole
Okay.
day I can't chant.
Yeah. So, Shravanam and Kirtanam. Shravanam means hearing, Kirtanam means chanting.
Chant.
And Japa and Kirtan. Japa means we chant and hear our own. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So our own chanting, Japa we do, we chant and hear both together. That's our sadhana, most important part of our spiritual life. Chanting minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on
16.
beads. 16 rounds.
16.
And whole day you can hear on a machine, that's fine. That helps us to keep connected and pure, keeps the house vibration nice. But that's not a substitute to japa, which is I chant and I hear. That we should do our regular sadhana.
Sadhu.
Both are beneficial, right? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Next question. Yes, Harinarayan. Mic.
Very good. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the nice class. Especially you mentioned some pastimes of Srivas Thakur also. Thank you. Prabhuji, in the purport it is mentioned that therefore even if he chants the holy names of Krishna with improper attention, due to being absorbed in the Lord's service, the mercy of the Lord purifies his heart of all sinful reactions. So, many a times when there is camps, youth camps or festivals like Janmashtami or something, so quite a sevas are pending. And during chanting also it comes. So you are not able, like I am not able to chant very nicely the general days we chant. So then, is it okay, or means that here it's mentioned that improper chanting due to absorption in Lord's service, although not at that level of absorption, but still then, how to see such cases, Prabhuji?
Well, the sentence here is glorifying the mercy of Krishna, not giving a license to do it. So we should organize our services in such a way that there is less anxiety. Be proactive. Prepare yourself a day before properly so that next day's chanting, you're not thinking about your services. It's already organized. Nevertheless, it happens, we should try to hear the holy name. Because we are not mature in attentive chanting and our mind wanders even in services, so Krishna is merciful, he understands. But that not license not to improve on that. So better to organize and share services with other devotees, maybe write it down or whatever, so that during japa our mind doesn't disturb us. Attentive chanting is the key. We should aim for attentive chanting. Yes.
Krishna Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, in some few minutes back you mentioned tolerate if it's showing the spiritual growth. Tolerate until. So is this can be a footnote for the Shishtastakam verse Trunadapi Sunichena, because whenever something happens, devotees gives verse. Whatever happens, you should be Trunadapi Sunichena. But you have given tolerate if it is giving some spiritual growth. So is this footnote for that verse?
We don't need to put footnote in Mahaprabhu's Shikshastakam. It is understood because the whole Shikshastakam is together. Why you are tolerating? So that the next verse happens, the next verse happens, the next verse happens, the next verse happens, the next verse happens. It's going in a flow. Right? So you are tolerating so that you get taste in the holy name. You get attachment to Krishna. You are surrendered to Krishna. Right? If you are tolerating and all this is not happening, that means tolerance is the goal of life. No, Krishna Prem is the goal of life. Tolerance helpful for Krishna Prem. If tolerance is taking you away from Krishna Prem, then Doesn't make sense, right? If somebody provides you a ship to cross the river, right? So the goal of life is not that ship. The goal of life is to, at that time, the goal of journey is the destination which is across the river. But the ship as a whole, and you say, no, 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 then you have to go to another ship, right? You cannot be attached to the ship. You have to be attached to the destination, right? So, tolerance is very important. At the same time, it should be in mode of goodness. For example, somebody sees temple hall is unclean and he says, such a nice lecture on tolerance, let me tolerate it. No. Tolerating uncleanliness is mode of ignorance, because uncleanliness is mode of ignorance, even though tolerance is mode of goodness. Right? So no, I should clean it, then it's mode of goodness. Right? So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited Shikshashtakam, this was common sense. Now it is not, so a footnote is talked about. Okay. Next question. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. That was really interesting what you said, is that scriptural knowledge was given at a time when certain things were common sense, and now, so as Kali Yuga progresses, does this mean that we have to keep on like trying to simplify and try to help people understand? Because I've been distributing Srila Prabhupada's books for many years. And when I started distributing, I would just open some passage, have them read it, and then they would take the book. But now I'm seeing that I'm getting them to read the passage and they look at me with a blank stare. So they don't understand what was written in that book. So can you please elaborate a little bit on this?
Of course, yes. Krishna gave Lord Brahma Bhagavatam, that was 4 verses. And now Vyasadeva has explained it to 18,000 verses. And Prabhupada's written purpose to simplify. Of course, yes. But don't worry, Prabhupada's purports are going to be simplified for next 10,000 years. So we don't need more effort in that. This will suffice. Okay. We should not think now I should write a book to simplify Prabhupada's books and distribute those books. No. Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada wrote, empowered representative of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came down and wrote this for next 10,000 years. So no need. Okay? Yes. Yeah. Oh, please speak in mic, I can't hear.
Dandavat Prabhu, just now you said cleanliness, tolerance of cleanliness. So you are talking about external cleanliness or internal, both like?
No, in the example I was talking about temple hall being unclean, that is external.
Oh, so internally also one should be clean, right?
Of course.
Thought
You talking
process.
about example or philosophy?
The thought process and all. Like.
Yeah, of course. But let's stick to the example which I gave. Yeah, but of course one should be internally clean also.
I will, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we end here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.